Welcome to Swanzey Then and Now. And today's guest is Lee Dunham, and I'm your host, Jody Turner. And we are going to be talking about the 200th anniversary, which happened in 1933 here in Swansea. There's a lot that led up to that, but we'll get started from there. I do have an original official program from the 200th anniversary of the granting of the town of Swansea. We have a few other things.
Right.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, because we came and then we left, and then we came and then we left, and whatever. But so Lee, we've got a lot to share with people today from different parts of things that made up the 200th anniversary. So, Dr. Hopkins.
Dr. Arthur Hopkins.
Wrote a book that you have, and I have a copy too, and someday we're going to do like dueling books of quotes from the pet pills in politics. This is a really great book.
Right.
I actually have a signed copy.
That is also.
Oh darn. Okay.
I have two. One, I found that one signed. So
Very nice, very nice.
bought
So
a second one.
there's a lot of information in here, and you had seen some misquotes, I think, in the book actually. So it's really worth like millions of dollars now. But it was saying something about it in the book that this was the 150th.
150th.
This
yeah.
was not the 150th. This is the 200th anniversary.
And
And
it-
in 14 more years, we'll have the 300th anniversary. I hope we're both here for that.
And it calls it the 100th anniversary of the play The Old Homestead.
Right.
It's like no.
No.
So
But what was it, a 100th birthday of?
of Denman Thompson,
Exactly.
the man who wrote
It, right.
the play. So.
And you know, when I have been doing some of the research, I keep seeing more and more references to Denman Thompson and all of the people that he brought into the play. Like I've heard you say it several times. Well, this was a real person,
Yeah.
and I think to myself, that couldn't have been a real person.
When we get out into the real world filming, we got to do my cemetery tour. I'll bring you to the graves of the real people that were behind the characters.
Right.
Not an advertisement or anything, but on Old Home Day, come on with me.
Seriously, okay. Old Home Day is going to be really fun this year. I can tell you that right now. We for the Preservation Society.
Yep.
We want to have a pie eating, not a pie eating contest, a pie judging contest. So for any of you folks that are good at making pies, I think we're kind of thinking it might cost you $5 to enter.
I don't know about
You wanna eat
making
'em?
eating them.
Maybe we'll sell them after. But anyway, Old Home Day. So you need to do the tour, and you need to bake a pie, and come down to Old Home Day. It's going to be a lot of fun this year. It's fun every year. Okay, let's get back to this. So the 200th anniversary, how did this all come about?
Well, the select board actually came up, that they needed to do something for the 200th anniversary of, and remember, I sort of joked at you a little bit. It wasn't the 200th anniversary of Swansea.
Right.
We have two dates for those of you who don't know. We were granted in 1733 a charter from the governor of Massachusetts as Lower Ashwellet.
Right.
And we came up here and they started to build. The Indians
Those darn
were
Indians.
in and around, and they finally, with the help of the French, kicking them a
Right.
little bit, saying, hey, get these guys out.
Yeah. Which
So-
is really too bad because
yeah.
this was their property.
So-
But anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
So everybody left, and then we came back and started to build up again because it burned everything down
Right.
except for maybe one building. And when we came back, now New Hampshire and Massachusetts sort of came to grips with where the actual border was, and we were granted a charter as Swansea, spelled the way you see it today.
Right. But it was referenced to the Swansea of Wales, or
Yeah, we think so, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Every
and that was
other-
by Wentworth
but
or something.
Yeah, I think it was Governor Wentworth.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So 1733 is the date that we're using for the
right.
anniversary.
We've used for every anniversary, every
Right. You got to pick some date.
celebration
Right.
that we've had. So.
Right. Right. So as I said, 14 years from now, as of the date that we're shooting this, we're going to have a 300th.
Yes.
Are we going to do the play? Let's plan
Well,
the play right
let's-
now. Let's
yeah.
definitely.
There's some out there that want us to try to get it on earlier than that.
Oh,
so
totally.
We'll see. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens there. So.
I feel some really good energy in Swansea right now. I feel like, we're really getting it together and we're thinking about the future, and I think we're going to have some stuff to leave to our grandkids and kids after that. I hope.
Well, I hope
Crossing
so
our
too.
fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So again, we have the official program. So I have some PDFs or JPEGs that you're going to see on the screen here in just a minute. But the first page has the Congregational Meeting House, which is the brick church,
right,
and in the back it has the carriage houses,
Carriage house, yeah.
where they would have parked all the horses. So if you're looking at the brick church in Swansea, if you looked at it and you looked up to the right-hand side, you'd see Mount Caesar.
Yep. Now you can, anytime you look at a picture of the church, you can date it.
As to what's on it, or
Well, the difference, I mean, because
It
it
doesn't
starts
have the
out as
steps on this one.
It starts out as just a church, and then we add stuff to the back. We
Right.
add stuff to the, we get rid of the carriage's house, and we make Friendship Hall. That's not till 1965.
where's
so
Friendship Hall?
The hall that's on.
Oh, the addition to it.
Yeah, the
Ah,
addition. That's Friendship Hall. Built
that's
in
my
19
church, and I don't even know this.
Built in 1965.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
so I remember it before, just barely before, but
Yeah.
I'm young.
Well, like we were kids once.
I didn't take pictures back then.
No, I didn't even think of it. I was riding my bike and putting the little things on so I could make noise and running around on my big wheel. Okay, so 100th anniversary, 100th anniversary of Denman Thompson, August 17th, 1933 is the
Right,
date that
that's
this happened.
his-
So historical events in Swansea, I'll just read a couple, because we'll come back to this. I think that you and I were talking, and we want to do another show, even more in depth on this. Maybe we'll do an hour-long special.
Ooh, an hour.
Wouldn't that be fun? On the anniversary, because there's so many things that we have here. So I think this might be page 2. It's got historical events in Swansea on it. So 1733, Swansea was granted by Massachusetts to Nathaniel Hammond and others, and was known as Lower Ashwillet. First settlement in 1734, 1736 saw the first sawmill in West Swansea.
In West Swansea, yeah.
Yep. I don't know where that would have been, but congregational.
Where the mill?
Oh, where the mill is.
Right on the banks of the
Wow,
river, yep.
that's been a mill for a long
If you
time
go
then.
over to the Swansea Historical Museum,
Yeah. Which is on Route 10, West
which
Swansea,
is
near
on
the
Route
baseball
10,
fields.
as you walk into the museum,
Mm-hmm.
to your left on the sidewalk, or just off the sidewalk, is the old grist mill wheel that they found.
That's what that
They
is?
actually found that down there.
Wow, I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the original millstone that came out of one of the original mills.
Wow.
So,
We've got to get there too. I mean, not so much the show even, but when that opens, there is
Yep.
so much for people to see there. They've got to go out and visit. I hope that they'll, spend a few hours, make a picnic lunch or whatever, and just, enjoy themselves, because
and
there
you can
is so
see me
much.
every once in a while because I'm there.
Right. You're on the board of directors, aren't you? Or
I'm on the committee.
The committee,
and,
yes.
And I sit quite often weekends. I'm
so
thinking
come
about.
down and see.
I'm
come down and see Lee.
I'm thinking about doing some sort of like tours.
Right.
you know,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
If people want them. Like,
right, and if we don't tell the story, then it's going to get forgotten. So, darn it, somebody's got to do it.
and you get people come in from other states that
Right.
used to live here in West Swansea, and you get some interesting stories.
Right, right. Yeah, we got to write them down or have a video camera with you all the time. All right, so let's see. I'm going to just shoot through. Let's see. The Baptist Church was organized in West Swansea in 1792. In 1843, what do you think?
1843.
Mount Caesar Seminary
Oh my!
and the
yes.
Swansea Academy.
Yeah.
1880, Mount Caesar
If you
Union
ever
Library.
you walk into the library, and the door has the dates on either
On
side.
both sides, yeah. We went there the other day, and I got my library card. I've only lived here almost 10 years. Never had I been into the Mount Caesar Library, but
We
I
didn't
thought
know
it was
what a
so
library
cool.
card was way back when.
I know, you just went and got a book, right? Yeah,
Signed it.
yeah. 1885, Stratton Free Library and Art Gallery was established. That is a beautiful building too. I went in there
Yeah, we need
to get
do
there and do
something
some
there.
things too, yeah. 1890 is the Lincoln Grange.
Actually,
And Whitcomb Hall was built in
1916.
You got that one.
Yes.
Let me see. One more. Let's see. The Carpenter Home was given to the town of Swanzey in 1930.
31. Yeah.
1930. That's what it says anyway.
Yeah. I think Lucy died a year or two before that.
Yeah.
And then it went through the process.
And the Carpenter Home was actually built in 1753.
53,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
So
on the front
this
of
is
the
all
house.
information that was in this official program. And then on the day of the event, they had a huge parade, which we have some quotes.
Yeah. Now I'm going to ask you this question: what day did they have this? What day of the week did they have this?
I believe it was a Thursday
Right? Isn't that weird?
because it says it right in my official
Yeah.
program.
Isn't that weird? Would we have a parade? Shut
Not
down the
now.
whole place on a
Why
Thursday?
would they do it on a Thursday? I
Why
mean,
not?
everybody had to still milk the cows.
I
and-
think at that point in time, every day there
Every
wasn't
day was a
weekend.
regular day.
It wasn't a week. We
You're
didn't.
right.
We didn't cherish the weekends back
Right,
then.
right.
so.
And
And
probably
now-
people worked 7 days a week, so it really didn't matter what day you picked it.
But it's real interesting. I mean, the line of people when the parade passed Downing's Corner.
Downing's Corner, and they said that the cars were backed up all the way to Wilson Pond almost,
Yes.
to Spragueville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like amazing to think of that many people on the road.
Because it was one of the biggest parades that they had had. I think, I don't know if it's a history, but again, I was reading it someplace that it was one of the largest parades. And when they did the Old Homestead play, they had so many people, they
was
couldn't
sold.
even do it in Swansea. They had to do it in Keene.
Well, it was done in Keene. Looking at the program that I have, I brought in my props.
Yeah,
This is
your
a
scrapbook.
rather tattered scrapbook, but this was given to my great-grandfather in 1939. And it has all this stuff of the articles about the parade and who won what and what the floats look like and stuff. It has the program from the old homestead
Yeah.
that was performed.
Yeah.
They didn't perform all acts.
Really? Why?
Probably they couldn't get the second act.
Because they brought in some really great actors for that too.
And paid them.
Right. Yeah.
And actually, this is where we talked about pep pills and politics.
Right.
If you want to know anything about Swansea, or what a New England doctor did back in the early
made house calls.
1900s, yeah, made with a horse and buggy.
Right.
But the politics end of it is because he was our moderator for many years.
Yep.
He was on the school board. He was the school doctor for many years.
Had a lot to do with Whitcomb Hall.
Whitcomb Hall, the Lincoln Grange. He was the master of the Lincoln Grange at the time when Whitcomb Hall's built. So there's so many things that he did for this town.
Right.
That's where the politics end of
Yeah.
it is. And he talks about it in here.
Right.
And that's where you find out a lot of these little tidbits of information.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Lee, we've just gotten started here.
Yeah.
You know, this is our
We've got-
10th. This is
we've
our
got-
10th show, I think.
Yeah, we've
and
got
we've
photos to look
seriously
at,
only
too.
gotten started. Yeah, we've got photos to go through too. Yeah. Okay. So let me just quickly go through this. They had the parade at 10 a.m. Lunches may have been purchased of W.L. Goodnow Company caterers.
Right, and I think they had, it was at the Grange or something you could eat.
Let's see, Keene City Band was there. Let's see, they had soloists. They had the baseball game at the West Street grounds. Is that where the baseball field is, the softball field is?
I'm going to not say
Yeah.
100% yet at 1933, but maybe.
Okay, and that was the Philadelphia Colored Giants versus the Winchester Athletic Association. Do you know who won?
No, I don't know who won. I don't think it, well, I must have said, but it was a good game.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
a really good game.
Yeah, and then let's see, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m.
There were dances.
They had an annual dance at Richardson Park.
Right, and there was two dances that happened, actually. There was one, I believe, at the town hall.
Okay,
And
yes,
then
there was.
And
Yeah.
then there was one at Richardson Park, so
Yeah.
you could go to either one. Now,
Oh
I
my gosh.
remember Old Home Day having their festivities, there we go.
At Richardson Park?
At Richardson Park.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was reading too.
And then it changed down to.
Where we have it now?
Yep.
Well, I go by that and I'm like, I don't know how we fit all that stuff in there. That's a very small piece of land.
Well, even, Richardson Park?
No, just where we have it now.
No.
But Richardson Park is even tinier. But can you
Yeah.
imagine, that must have been so much fun, just being by the lake and having all this stuff going on.
Well, I think they didn't have an awful lot of stuff. Of course,
Yeah.
the Richardson Park, our Old Home Day used to be more like they had a picnic.
Right, right.
And
Yeah.
by the grove that
Yeah,
was there.
yeah, yeah. Okay, and then Sunday, the Old Home Day service was at the Congregational Church at Swanzey Center.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got pictures of the community house in East Swansea, Whitcomb Hall, which honestly does not look like it's changed hardly at all. And I know with the L-Chip grant, I think that you guys had to keep
We're
it.
trying to keep it as close
right.
to
Yep.
what it looks
And then Old Homestead with Denman Thompson.
Yeah.
It shows who the players were. It's got a really nice picture of Denman Thompson here and his homestead, which is right in West Swansea still.
Right.
I can't imagine how many apartments that has been cut up into. That's a huge house.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, cast of characters.
We're going to talk about the dollhouse sometime when we do this.
Oh my, there's just too many things to talk about. And one thing that I noticed is the music. Professor J. Edward Bouvier.
Yep.
He
He wrote a song that was.
We've got to find
Mark.
that too, because
And
maybe
you-
that will be your singing debut.
No.
But there was something at the East Swansea Community House. There's a piano there
That was given by J.
by Bouvier. Yeah, yeah. So okay. So anyway, enough about the program. Let's look at some of the floats. We're gonna have to go through these so quickly. Anyway, but some of the floats.
There's only a few.
Yeah, there is, and there's more that we didn't have here. But okay, so the first float that we have is it's got a house. Okay, so we've got the sign for 1733.
Is my house
That's your house?
where I grew up.
Oh, okay.
That
the
is-
one that they've done the landscaping on down in Swansea Center.
Right. That is Captain Otis Wickham's house.
Uh-huh.
And this float was done by the daughters of Joshua Wickham. I don't know why.
How many daughters did he have?
I don't know why they did that, because Joshua Wickham's a fictional person, but that's what it said it was. The daughters of, and it actually they were playing checkers in that little
Oh,
entryway.
really? Huh.
So
Very nice.
Otis Wickham was.
Yep. And what is the
This-
building in the background?
That's the Grange.
That is the Grange.
You're
okay.
you're standing up by the town hall, looking
Okay.
out toward the Grange.
Yep.
And the CL Lane bucket,
Yay.
their float
Their
is
float
right
is there. Yeah, yeah. And there's a better one. That's the buckets as well, I
That's-
believe.
Interesting enough, they were actually making buckets.
On
They
the float?
While it went down, they had it all geared up so that it'd turn and do.
It's amazing when
It didn't win first place.
what one won first place?
Well, I think I can pick it out.
Okay, all right.
It was the nurse's float.
Okay. I think we'll see that in just a minute too. Okay, so this one is, let's see, 200th anniversary Swansea.
I
can't
think
read
this was Pequot Tribe number 50.
Aha. Yeah, because it's got Indians on it.
Well, I see the smoke coming up.
Right. So those were the native Indians?
No. It's the Improved Order of Red Men.
So what was that? Tell me a
Well,
little bit
I
about
looked
that.
at that.
Lee.
That one, a whole story came to be of that one. What was that? It doesn't seem like it's just a West Swansea thing. No, it's an actual, it still exists, but not around here anywhere. The Improved Order of Red Men traces their roots back to the Sons of Liberty in Boston. Remember the Tea Party? They were dressed up as
Indians.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's the
That's
roots.
where it got started from.
That's the roots of that.
Yeah. Okay.
This is,
This I don't know anybody in this.
I do.
No.
I
No. This
I had
this
somebody's
is what they
granddaughters-
did back then.
I had somebody's granddaughter send me that and say that my father's in this. But that was it Little Abner that they call
Right,
it?
right.
Anyway,
Yeah. Okay. Oh, the Priscilla Club.
the Priscilla Club was a ladies' club in
Yep.
West Swansea. Now, if there's somebody out there that was in the Priscilla Club, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know more about it.
Right.
I talked to Ernest Berry
Wonder if it was
about
like the Red
and-
Hats kind of. Or,
I think probably
Yeah.
somewhere on that
Yeah.
idea.
yeah. Okay. And Quite the decorations on this one.
This one, I think, if I'm not mistaken, because I see a spinning wheel, it's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
the Homestead Woolen Mills
Okay.
float.
Yeah.
Because what they had was a white sheep and a spinning wheel.
Right.
For the woolen mill.
Wow. Okay, and this one, I don't think that's the same truck.
Yeah, I don't think it. Boy, I can't.
Let's see. Okay, we'll go to the next
That
one.
one is the 4-H club, and the tall guy is Uncle Sam, but it's really Leland Bogue. Leland Bogue was a very tall, like his whole family.
So he wasn't on stilts?
No, he was not. He was over 6 foot tall.
Wow.
His whole family was
Tall and skinny?
6'2", 6'6". They came from Vermont. I actually
They
found.
grow them big over there.
I actually found an article about it. Everybody except for his mother, or yeah, it was his mother was short. It's the only one.
They tried to get him back normal. And the last picture that we have is of the town hall.
That's the town hall,
Yeah.
all decked up.
I love that. I mean, that's just me, but I really like banners
Now-
on the outsides of the
They were
buildings.
supposed to have the speakers and everything outside. They had this sound truck so that they could actually project it to everybody out there.
Yeah.
Because of the weather was kind of foul in the morning. They actually had their speeches inside the town hall.
How could they fit everybody in there?
They didn't, but they put a microphone
more
in that went
important
out
people,
to
probably.
the truck that was out in the outside, so you could hear it outside.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The miracles of electronics.
Yeah. You know, we go by on down through Swanzey Center, and you never think about the fact that there's the town. I mean, I don't anyway. I've never really thought, there's the town hall, there's the library, there's the Grange, there's the Potash Bowl, there's the brick church. There's a lot in Swanzey Center.
Yeah, but there's been that age-old, most of the population is in
Is
West.
in West Swansea, right?
And they have more of a village type
Right,
area
right.
because of the mills.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it was-
Well, you
the
couldn't
mills
help
brought
it.
a lot of people in.
Exactly. If you've got business and you've got a train, then
Yeah, so the train came.
you've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So that's a whole nother story. The trains.
The trains is another one that I want to talk about too. Yeah. So I mean, we've got such a list of topics to cover, and if you have information that you want to share with us, or you'd like to be a guest with Lee or me or somebody else, if you just want to do a show of your own, we're good with that. We just want to get the word out there so that you'll learn a little bit more about Swanzey and be able to pass that on to your kids as well. So there's a poem that is in the back of the program that I've been reading on the last couple of shows, and I want to read it again. And to me, it just hits home because I feel like now that I live in Swanzey, I live in my town. I love Keene still, but this is the poem that's in the back of the program. I like to live in a town where the trees meet over the street, and you wave your hand and say hello to everyone you meet. For the life is interwoven with the friends you learn to know, and you feel their joys and sorrows as they daily come and go. So I'm glad to live in a little town, and I care no more to roam, for every house in a little town is more than a house, it's a home. We all have homes. I'm gonna cry. No. Thank you, Lee, for sharing all of the information that you have, and I can't wait to see more of the legacy that your grandmother kind of put together and has left for you, because between the information that you have and the information that other people have in our community, it's magical. It's a gift.
It's very interesting to
Yeah.
learn.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us today for the Swanzey Then and Now. We'll have more shows to come, and I hope you'll stay tuned. So thank you, Lee.